What's going on, everybody? It's Lamont Tyson here to drop Godfather of Harlem Season 4, Episode 2 review, in which they dropped in Frank Lucas. But before we get to that, I just got to talk about this. I ain't know my Uncle Shannon Sharp like I'm 19. Damn, that's younger than his own kids. Oh, 56-year-old getting it in with the 19-year-old OnlyFans girl. She want $50 million? I wonder how much he paid to get her off OnlyFans. If you want to know the story, go to my YouTube shorts. I've got him speaking about it. But for now, we'll talk to Godfather and we'll talk about Shannon later. Let's get into it.
I'm up early for the dealers come out. Everybody is outside till the killers come out. You ain't eating, you just act full. I'm impactful. Dozen funerals in a month. I got that pull. I will give it to niggas in all rap forms. Ignatius out right now on all platforms.
What's going on, everybody? You're in the building with the all knowing, all loving, all feeling, all seeing, all powerful. Just damn all everything sexy as hell host of this channel. That's me, bringing you all the Godfather of Harlem and any other crazy ass breaking news that we get in this MAGA America we're living in. Damn, my old Uncle Shay Sharp pulling them off OnlyFans, 19 years old, sex taping everything. Wow. Whew. If you're finding me for the first time, please subscribe. Shout out to everybody that's watching this that are enjoying Godfather of Harlem. It is a really good show, one of the best shows out there. But again, I think people miss it because it's on MGM Plus. But regardless, if you get a chance, tell your friends about it and let's riff on it. Be sure to subscribe to my channel here. Be sure to subscribe to me on TikTok. I also have TikTok for politics. And for those of you that have been pushing me to do politics, thank you. I do it for y'all. And I do it for y'all to share to people that need to be informed that have been getting misinformation. And when people check me on my comments, if I got something wrong, I'll comment and come back and give you the real deal. That's the only way we're going to get through this together. So let's jump into it. Early on in this episode, ladies and gentlemen, straight off the bus from North Carolina, not off the boat from Africa, but straight off the boat from North Carolina, we got Frank Great Value Shamar Moore Lucas. And he comes here with nothing in his pocket but a damn knife. And this is a card guy. And what they was doing right here, ladies and gentlemen, was manipulating the cards and manipulating the situation with the white dude. Frank Lucas went over there, figured out he got manipulated, and then he sliced little buddy hand and said he's going to have to do that magic trick one-handed. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we know that's not going to be possible for this dude. His magical cards tricks is over. There's no more David Copperfield for this black Negro. That life for him is over. Shouldn't have tried to play, old boy. They dropped the bomb on us with Frank Lucas immediately, showing how dangerous he is and just how much he's willing to do to make it in the Big Apple. Next, we got somebody dumping trash in front of Bumpy Johnson's place of business. Stinky trash. I'm talking about the trash. Have any of y'all ever dumped out your dumpster outside and there's juice in the bottom of it? It smelled that bad. The juice is in the bottom of the trash is how bad it smelled outside of Bumpy Johnson's club. And so we get to investigating, and of course we knew it was Chin. So he calls a meeting with Chin and says, yo, bro, what's up? Chin wants in on the business. And Bumpy, you can't blame him, don't want to have no strings attached to this mess. Zero. So he tells him no. And Chin is ready to go to war. But as I told y'all in my trailer breakdown last week, this young lady right here is the most dangerous person on this show. I'm talking about Stella Nella. Sending her daddy to Miami is the most dangerous person on this show. And she decides that she's going to intervene in this situation with her daddy and stop this war that's about to go on between daddy because she is scared daddy is going to get killed. So she goes talk to the pawn. She's got Joe Colombo, who wants to get back in them panty drawers so bad. He's sniffing around her trying to get up that skirt. He's sniffing her ankle. He's sniffing her knee. He's trying his best to get back up that skirt. And right now she's playing it. And she's telling him, look, if we're going to do our business, me and you, if we're going to do our business, we got to take care of my daddy. We got to get his ass up out of here. He got a bungalow in Miami. I suggest we send his ass down there, let him sip on Kool-Aid and enjoy his money. And Joe Colombo is like, well, oh, darling, what the fuck, darling? What the fuck? And Stella has a plan. Again, showing just how dangerous women can be. And if you can harness that dangerousness from women for your side of good, watch out. That's a couple I don't want to deal with. And so on top of having the trash outside, ladies and gentlemen, we also got Frank Great Value Shamar Moore out here robbing people leaving Bumpy's club. And my man Chance had to come out there and set him up and get him. And when he gets him, man, he was beating the holy fuck out of this dude. Look at little Shamar Moore, Great Value, talking to Bumpy, told Bumpy he admires him. And Bumpy's like, well, bruh, how the hell you admire someone that you are making it hard for me to make business? And Great Value Shamar Moore, Frank Lucas said, are you going to kill me? Bumpy said, nah, get his ass up out of here. And I knew that wasn't going to be the end, ladies and gentlemen. I just knew it. I knew it wasn't going to be the end. And we'll get back to him in a minute. But they let him go, and he goes back to his Shake Shack of a house he's got that looks like it is 1.2 earthquake away from falling apart. But he went back there, and he was just chilling, trying to figure out what he's going to do to make his next move. Then we got Mamie and Elise. And Mamie was drinking early because she had that conversation with that white broad who was ditzy and racist all at the same damn time. And basically, Elise wants to know, how do I approach my daddy about helping out Omar, the man I love, after I lost my beloved Malcolm X? I was getting through life with the hope of Omar. That's what she's saying. And Mamie has been given great advice, great advice. And basically she's like, go step to your daddy. Daddy loves you, step to him. And then when Elise goes to tell Omar, Omar is not having it. Omar is stuck up the ass of Allah. He's stuck up the ass of Allah because Malcolm X was stuck up the ass of Allah. And now he's thinking he's supposed to die for Allah when he's not supposed to die, looking like Denzel Washington right here if you didn't know any better. And so he tells Elise, nah, I'm going to let Allah take care of me. Well, he did let Allah take care of him, ladies and gentlemen, and it was called he got his ass knifed in the stomach. He got shanked in the stomach, and in the nick of time, Allah knocked on the door, and it was the cop telling these dudes, you got to leave him alone because Bumpy Johnson said no more. For a minute there, I thought this was going to be the end of Omar. Shout out to everybody in here. Tamika, RC, Queen, grateful to have you guys. Please hit that like button. Cody Loves TV, grateful to have you. Please hit that like button. Omar is a freed man, and what is he going to do with his life now? Well, he's not free, but he's about to be free because Bumpy Johnson is about to get involved. And I'm sure when Bumpy Johnson gets involved, he's going to find a way to get him out. Mamie has her little luncheon with down south, Belle of the South, white lady, and really, she don't really care about Mamie. All she wants to do is meet up with James Baldwin, ladies and gentlemen. And you see how she's smiling in Mamie's face, looking like she's got my grandma dentures in her mouth. The bitch asked, what can I eat down here? And when she said smothered pork chop, she was like, ooh, that's kind of heavy. They played into the stereotype that all thin white women do is eat rabbit food, salads and quinoa and queno and shit. And then the lady wanted to get some alcohol and they don't serve it. So they got sweet tea. And what Mamie is doing is trying to encourage this woman. And I don't think Mamie is going to be able to come through with James Baldwin until the very end. She's trying to encourage this woman to take a look at artists who are in the Harlem area that do great work outside of the names that you already know. And ladies and gentlemen, that is oftentimes an issue with the Black community. When we have these people who are like the next generation up or the next level up or do good work but can't get recognition, the whites swoop in and they never want to deal with them. And I appreciate what Mamie is trying to do by putting a spotlight on those people. Think about how many times you all have been in a situation where if you only had an opportunity, you could shine. And that's what Mamie is doing. She's trying to offer people an opportunity to shine. And I appreciate it. And shout out to the casting. Beautiful cast, men and women. Beautiful writing. Love it, love it, love it. And then we get back to Frank Lucas. Him and Chance gonna get it in. And ladies and gentlemen, do I need to pull out my notebook to make a death prediction? Some of y'all was here when me and Moochie did this last week, but I'm predicting Frank Lucas is gonna take out Chance or Pettigrew. One of the two is gonna die at the hands of Frank Lucas. And right now, Bumpy sees an opportunity to use Frank Lucas to go forward with this plan that Stella done put in motion when she went and told Joe Colombo, look, bro, I'm gonna need you to vouch for Bumpy, and that's gonna solve all our problems. Bumpy tells great value Shamar Moore, Frank Lucas, I need you to rob Chin, get the pastry truck, and bring me the doogie bag. Well, this country boy, that's exactly what he does. He robs them, gets the doogie, and they in there just talking pure tea shit. Have y'all ever noticed how some people, when you take away their weapon, like I just did a video the other day about keyboard warriors and Karens in the parking lot that are so tough until you check their asses. That's a big percentage of white dudes who love carrying guns. They so tough with a gun. Take away the gun from him, what you got? You got sugar that falls to the floor. Well, he got the doogie, he brought it back to Bumpy, and then the man that got robbed goes and tells Chin. Of course, Chin automatically assumes black dude got to be Bumpy Johnson. And Stella steps in and is like, nah, you don't know that. Now, we do know Stella has a taste for chocolate. And I'm wondering, will she get that chocolate fiend on again? She got that sweet tooth, y'all. You know Stella got that sweet tooth. But Stella is very smart, too. One of my favorite characters on the show. And so a meeting is called because they lost all their product. I mean, like, this was product for all the families, right? And they said Bumpy got it. And Bumpy walks in and said, yeah, I got it. But if you want it back, because it was handed to me, you get rid of Chin and I'll give it to you. And lo and behold, guess who jumps in and co-signs? Joe Colombo. The enemy of my enemy is my friend. He is just trying to get Chin out the way so he can get his position back at the table. Then he's going to go after Bumpy Johnson. And again, Stella's probably going to have to step in and clean up the mess. The families tell Chin, take his no pull-up Chin style ass to Miami. Get up out of here. And he is hot. Who wants to bet this is not the last we'll see of Chin? It's not the last. He is going to come back, and I'm just wondering how they're going to weave it in. Is it going to be a situation where Stella's in over her head? Because he had a great conversation with Stella. He knew she set him up. But this is his baby girl. He raised her in this life, and he's passing the torch, and he's telling her, look, you're going to have a whole lot of sleepless nights. There are going to be corners you can't walk behind. Hell, there are going to be outfits you better not wear on the street. You can't wear nothing above your knee, or you might be in some serious trouble. And Stella says she's ready. And you know what? If she's going to do this thing with Joe Colombo, I believe she is ready. But I do think something is going to happen where she's going to have Dad come back. Put that in your notebooks. And finally, ladies and gentlemen, we get Frank Lucas, took some of the doogie, and didn't tell Bumpy Johnson. And he done went in here and found him a Triple H, ladies and gentlemen. Do y'all know what the Triple H stand for? High Price Harlem Ho. Triple H. And she's looking at him like, dude, you don't steal from Bumpy. That's what Triple H is saying to him. You don't steal from Bumpy. And Frank Lucas is like, nah, yo, nobody messes with Frank Lucas. Now, this is the silly part. You mean to tell me Bumpy, Chance, and Pettigrew, between the three of them, nobody thought to check the bag, but I guess they wouldn't know how much is in it. because it wasn't their original shipment, but they knew it was a big shipment. So they could probably estimate how much it should have been in there. And now Bumpy's going to have a huge problem on his hands, because when these bosses and the families get it, that's going to be the ammunition Joe Colombo needed to come after Bumpy. And then Bumpy's going to automatically know who got the shit. It was great value Shamar Moore, who done went and found him a Triple H. High price Harlem Ho. And so, ladies and gentlemen, that is going to do it for my review. Post your comments. Let me know what you think. Are y'all enjoying this? How are y'all comparing this to Power? I would say Power Book 3 is my favorite of all of them, and that one go hard. And I would say this show go as hard as that. And I like this show better than the other Power spinoffs, if I'm keeping it 100. Let me know what you guys think who have watched all these shows. Be sure to like my video, comment, subscribe. Please follow me on TikTok. The handle is this thing right here. And this is my political Instagram. And then you can go find me on my regular TikTok, LifeGains1. And I'm on IG at Get a Life Game. Trying to bump up the numbers, trying to bump up the amount of people I can cross across all platforms. And I want you guys to stay informed, stay engaged with me, and let's make this thing happen this year. And until that next Sexy as Hell video, my people, I'm out.